All right, everybody, welcome back. It's Ed Cox with Magnolia on Money from Magnolia Wealth Management. Real quick, before we get started with what the meat of today is going to be about, I did want to kind of touch on the markets real quick. So last week, S&P still kind of struggling this year. We're dealing with Russia, inflation, things like that. Once again, still kind of interested in what the Fed's going to do and how quick they're going to raise rates. But end of last week, S&P was down on the year about 8.5, which is a pretty good bit for the first almost 2 months of the year, 8.5. But the Russell 2000, which is a small caps, was down about 10.5%. And even bonds down 3.7% year to date, U.S. aggregate bonds. So markets are struggling a little bit to begin the year. We do think that's going to, have a bounce back and come back after we can hopefully get some of this inflation settled down and kind of understand what the Fed's doing. And hopefully the Russia-Ukraine thing kind of fizzle out. But we'll see how all that goes. We'll keep tracking it. But today, I have an interesting topic that I talk about a good bit, especially as we're moving into tax season. And people are always asking, Ed, should I do a Roth? Or should I do an IRA? What's really the difference? And so I thought I'd put together a little quick slideshow. We used to do this all the time. We were teaching people about finance, different events. I love this example because it really kind of drives home. We invest money in 401ks or IRAs or Roth, and we make tax decisions when we do that. But a lot of times we're not really thinking about long term. We kind of think about how's it going to affect us today, but really not maybe long term and how that could affect us in retirement. So as we move closer to tax day, I'll be throwing these little things in there, and hopefully it'll help everybody understand a little bit better about what they're doing and how these decisions can affect you in the future. So I'm going to switch over to my screen so you can see. So today we're going to talk about IRAs and Roths, and we're going to make some assumptions. Okay, we're going to assume off the beginning here that we're dealing with a 20% tax across the board. Okay, so I'm going to use simple math. We have two options. We can put our money in an IRA. We can put it in a Roth. So think to yourself right now. All right, Ed, after taxes in the future, where do I want to have my money? Okay. So an IRA, we are putting money in before we're paying tax on the dollar. So we can, if we have $20 to invest, we can invest the full $20. With a Roth, we're putting money in after tax. Okay. So we pay the tax first. So we can't put all 20. We have to put $16 in there because we owe 20% of the $20 in taxes, which is $4. We're left with 16. So day one, we had $20 to invest. The IRA got all 20 because it did not have to pay tax on the dollar. The Roth account had to pay 20% tax, which is our assumption. So it was left with investing $16. All right, so let's jump ahead. So after 10 years, we're just going to make an assumption that the money has doubled. Okay, so every 10 years, let's say money doubles. All right, so 10 years from now, we're retired. It's time to pull the money out. The IRA has gone from $20 to $40, and the Roth has gone from 16 to 32. They both doubled. Okay. Most people think, man, I'm sure am glad that I chose the IRA because it was the winner. There's more money in there, Ed, for me to spend. And that is true. There is more money in the account at that point. But wait just a minute. We still have taxes. Now, the IRA, we did not pay in the beginning, but we have to pay in the end. So actually, after 20% tax on $40, we're left with $32. And our Roth IRA, which had the $32 in it, owes no more tax, so you get to spend the whole $32. So at the end of the day, assuming the tax rate when you put the money in is the same as the tax rate when you pull it out, they're actually both the same, okay? They both are ending in the same place. So when we ask ourselves, Ed, why should we do one versus the other? Well, the reason you would do a IRA today is if you think that your taxes in the future will be less than they are today. Your tax rate on your money will be less in the future than today. And if that's the case, let's defer from a higher rate today and pull out later at a lower rate. Because had the taxes gone from, 20% to 10%, the IRA would have been the better option. In the Roth account, why would we do a Roth? If we think we are going to be in a higher tax bracket in the future than we are today, then we should do the Roth, because we pay at the lower rate today to never pay taxes again in the future. So when you're thinking about what to do, how to invest your money, Roth, traditional, just remember, you're making decisions today, but they're also going to affect you down the road when you retire. I hope that's helped y'all. We'll see you next week. God bless. And y'all have a great week. Bye-bye.